This is Eagle Owl, and today I will be talking about AJ Brown, sounds off on WIP. Also, we got to talk about Howie Roseman and a lot of money he got to work with. But let's get straight into it. All right, so let's get straight into the topics, man. Let's talk about the coaching updates, man. The coaching updates is complete. It's complete. Hired 11 new coaches. But the one that stick out to me the most is Christian Parker, one of the youngest, if not the youngest, on the coaching staff. And he's in charge of the DBs and the passing game coordinator, meaning that he's going to be in charge of coming up with the passing game plan. And we know since week one, a lot of people like to talk about after week 11, but since week one, the Eagles been struggling with the pass game. So we're going to see what he got, how he worked these DBs, and how he come up with game plans to help the defense. But I really like the Christian Parker guy. We know his development of the young talent in Denver. And let's see what he do with I guess you could say the young talent and somewhat the older talent here. Can he revive James Bradbury? Can he get Eli Ritz and Keely Ringo to another level? Isaiah Rodgers, can he get these dudes playing at a high level? We will see. But let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's talk about AJ Brown. Let's just get straight into that. AJ Brown sounds off on the media. AJ Brown, he kept his word. He said he was going to call in to WIP, which he did. And this is what he had to say.
Understood by people because you're not going to understand me because you're not in my shoes. So yeah, I honestly, yeah.
But you do realize, real quick, AJ, I don't want to cut you off, but you realize people do want to understand you. Like, they do want to understand you. They do want to understand.
I don't think so. The stigma between what T.O. did here and like they always trying to pinpoint that. No, they really don't. They just put me in this bubble with him or whatever he did in the past, and I know him. He's a great person. I'm not trying to talk bad at him, but I'm my own person. I don't move like that. I don't do none of that stuff. Like, you can ask any of my teammates. That's the reason why I'm on the show today. Like, I'm the person who stands up to the bully. Like, I'm the person. And people don't really understand that. And when the play is needed, I'm the person saying, throw me the ball, I get us back going. Give me the ball. Like, I'm that person. But nobody sees that. Like, I give my team energy. I give my team this comfortability to tell them, all right, keep pushing. All right, we just had a bad play. So what? Move on. Let's go. Like, I'm the firm person in the group. But nobody really sees that. All you see is me getting upset or whatever the case may be. And like I said, I'm human. I may not do it the best way every single time, but that's who I am. That's who I'm forever gonna be until I'm 6 feet under the ground. That's who I am. I'm not gonna change who I am. So if you don't like that, I'm not trying to. Like I said, I'm not trying to change the media. I know it's gonna be like this or whenever it's gonna be like this, and it's gonna be like this when I leave. But I just truly just feel like I'm just misunderstood as a player, as a person, and it gets frustrating. It gets frustrating because anything I say, anything I do, it gets magnified times 10. I'm classified as a diva. I want the ball and this and that, blah blah blah. When honestly it's the other way around. When it's the other way around, most importantly, like you see me getting upset on the sideline, and you automatically think it's about targets. No. What if I'm holding my players accountable? Mm-hmm. What if I'm the guy that pushes everybody in the locker room, make people uncomfortable to try to better themselves for the team? What if I'm that guy? You don't see it as much. You don't see it as much from Jalen because that's not his personality. But I'm the person. Honestly, I'm the person that you need on the team because I'm willing to hold people accountable, make people around me better. But nobody sees that. All you see is the little flare-ups and stuff like that. And I can honestly say, and you see the flare-ups because nobody in that building works harder than me. Nobody in that building prepares harder than me, more than me. I can stand on that and say that. And that's why you see the passion. That's why you see me react the way I act. Like, because nobody's spending that time like me. I know for a fact. Mm-hmm. So I'm misunderstood. I'm not even trying to be understood by people because you're not going to understand me because you're not in my shoes. So yeah, I honestly, yeah, I
But you do realize, real quick, AJ, I don't want to cut you off, but you realize people.
But we're not talking about that. You guys want to talk about what happened, so let's talk about what happened.
Well, it's hard.
I'm gonna clear this up and I'm gonna move on. Let's do it.
Okay, I mean, we actually, like I said, I thought the biggest questions people wanted to know, AJ, is your happiness with being here in Philadelphia. Go ahead.
Why would somebody even think that I wasn't even happy?
Well, I mean, you didn't talk to the media for a little bit there, and
I mean, you wonder why. You see what the media is doing right now. This past whole month, you wonder why. I'm not talking to him. I don't want to talk to him because no matter what I say, you guys gonna make a story anyway and pinpoint it however you want to pinpoint it. So, and it was turned to a fact because it was turned into AJ upset at the Eagles. Not the Eagles are upset or no, it was always AJ and it was always that narrative. And I didn't want to do my teammates like that. So yeah, so I thought at the time was not talking was the best thing for the team. Because I didn't want to compound a negative with a negative. You guys see what was going on. We are frustrated, but it ain't nothing we can do about it but go to work, and that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you and Jalen FaceTiming each other, and we know how close you guys are and everything of that nature, and it just seems from the outside that maybe there could be something with you two's relationship and whether or not that's an issue. What do you say to that?
I think that's total BS. I'm not going to get into me and his relationship on the air, but it's total BS. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a problem when I was on my six game streak. They wasn't talking about that then. So they only started talking about that when we started losing. So of course, yeah, you see friction. You see friction from everybody, from the coaches, the players, from everybody. So yeah, so there you go.
Okay.
AJ, one thing that also.
Let's get to it. I think the first thing most Eagles fans want to know is your state of mind, your happiness with being an Eagle currently and moving forward. Let's start with that one, about your feelings about being a Philadelphia Eagle now and for the foreseeable future.
I have no problem. I want to be here. It's as simple as that.
A lot, right? It's a lot he had to say. I couldn't play the full interview, but if you want to check it out, I believe it's on Simone Stanley YouTube page and is on WIP YouTube page as well. So first, as he said, his relationship with Jalen Hurts is fine. His relationship with Jalen Hurts is fine because, a lot of people want to be messy about him, Jalen Hurts, what's going on with that. He said he's fine, but he did say he wants Jalen Hurts to authentically be himself because there's a lot of reports coming out. Oh, he needs to change his attitude. But AJ says somewhat exactly what I believe and think. You can't say one way of saying, oh, he's one of the best leaders in the world while we winning. Then when we losing, there's some things he needs to change. I just disagree with that a lot. But he stayed the same. I guess they want him when we losing to fire up guys and when we winning to stay mellow. I don't get it. He's mellow all the way. So I agree with AJ Brown with that. It's a lot he said I agree with, like the media trying to make up fake narratives, trying to make him look like quote unquote T.O. He said, look, man, I'm not no T.O. Like I'm myself, man. I'm myself. And I feel AJ on that. I think AJ even said during the interview, I'm not sure if I had it in the clips or not, he said he never dealt with anything like this before. I'm telling you, Philly media is different. It is different, man, because Philly media can really break some guys. I know like Steven Nelson, former Eagle, who's with the Texans now, he even said like, yo, Philly media is hard. It's hard to please them. Like, he like, yo, AJ been balling. I even asked him, like, was that the reason you left? He's like, nah, I guess I just wasn't good enough. Yeah, man, Philly media is something different. We talking about a guy that had 1,400 yards, over 1,400 yards, and over 1,200 yards or 1,300 yards the Super Bowl year, just breaking records after records. He broke the record he just set. So I don't get how much you want AJ to do. I mean, Obviously, he's a stand-up dude. He's clearing his name, and he seemed like a genuinely good guy. But WIP was, not being honest. And shout out to Ike Reese, though. He called in at the wrong time. He supposed to call in the earlier show. So those the dudes that really be getting at him. But shout out to them doing their best to try to clear up the company. But the company do put out narratives out there. Because I believe WIP, if I'm not mistaken, they started a narrative of trading AJ Brown. And AJ Brown even brought up something like, yo, I heard a dude saying because of the media, that's why I drive these cars, this and that. Then the Spike, I don't know. Y'all say I say the last name Eskin wrong, but then he tried to clear it up, saying he was talking about his dad and this and that. While media do draw attention to the team, you guys talking negative all the time. All the time, man. So, again, AJ Brown had every right to defend his name. But let's talk about Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman got a lot of money to work with. I mean, a lot. So the salary cap just broke like some historic record, going up to basically $30 million per team, I would say. Or yeah, it was a $30 million raise. So technically now our salary cap is up to like $27-28 million, but we could easily go up to $60 million. How do you do that, Eagle Al? You cut Kevin Byard, which I think we should, but try to re-sign him if we can't. F it. Cut Kevin Byard, extend Hassan Reddick, sign Devontae Smith to an extension, and sign Landon Dickerson to an extension. So we could get that money. We could get it up to $60 million and make some big moves in free agency. We already talking about a team that's basically loaded, just need right coaching. But you give $60 million for Howie Roseman to work with, it's crazy. That's crazy. So, yeah, that's a lot of money, again, for Howie Roseman. Then you start really looking at free agency like, oh, maybe we could get a big name, whatever, defensive end, if Hassan Reddick decide to leave. Or maybe Patrick Queen sound more realistic when you got $60 million to work with. Or Levante David. Maybe these dudes sound realistic. The guy from Carolina, the Frankie guy from Carolina. Now these dudes is like, okay, we can possibly get those dudes and keep a lot of dudes. Like maybe paying, Devontae Smith 19 or 20 million. Maybe that can happen. So again, how we got a lot of money to work with. A lot of money. But let's see what he do with it. Let's see. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel about the news today? AJ Brown going after the media. To me, it was well-deserved. For sure. The media need to hear it because they're paying bad narrative after narrative after narrative. Also, Howie Roseman having a lot of money to work with. And the coaching update, man. The coaching update is complete. It's time to get to business. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm up.